Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Today we are going to look at the standard 1 versus 1 between Kaitaro and HNZ88. Both of them are around low to mid inters. I have not seen HNZ88 play, but if I had to guess, I would say he is around mid inter. Let's see what's going to happen in this game. This is a small map, not an arena map, so players are more far apart than normally you would expect them to. Seems like HNZ is Koreans and Mongols. This is a regular combination that Rise of Nation gives you if you choose random, and 100% of the times the Mongol player has an advantage because Mongols um, they're much better than Koreans initially. It takes a lot of time for Koreans to catch up to Mongols. So the first thing that HNZ should be doing is trying to save himself from those early raids, because Mongol raids are deadly initially and they can deal a lot of damage, in fact sometimes enough damage that you cannot even recover from that. Here Kaitaro is scouting with one scout and three villagers. It's a decent scouting strategy. On the other side, oh, HNZ is making a very big noob mistake. He's using auto explore, and I'm disappointed with that. Almost nobody who is around, who is at least an inter player, would use auto scout. So if HNZ is watching this, I hope this was a mistake. It's always a better idea to scout manually, because you can see the scout in auto explore mode sometimes goes and explores territories that are already explored. Like this is already known, but the scout is still going there. So it's the least efficient way to scout. Looking at the rare resources, here there is a salt, silk on the side, silver on the side, but no, only salt has been discovered yet. Also in Great Sahara, there is a ruin and a rare on every corner of the map. It's make sure that you at least know the rare on every corner so you can decide whether or not you want to raid it. Like here, there's silk, but HNZ does not know about it yet. In terms of scouting, I would definitely say Kaitaro is doing a better job. And this is a nice strategy. Look at that. Kaitaro skipped Civic. He is going directly to H2. I would like to see another woodcutter camp if possible, but well, if I also want to see an early raid. So I can imagine why Kaitaro would skip Civic and even a woodcutter camp just so that he can put his table down as soon as possible. This is a really nice strategy, and definitely this bison is helping him to reach that almost 91 food limit. And horses as well. That's great. Horses and bison. That means he doesn't even need to get the third city. He already has 100 food. Plus, horses is a great combination to have with Mongols. And the scouting difference is easily seen. Kaitaro has got double the ruins. HNZ on this side has gone for second civ. Now second civ is not a bad idea with Koreans, because Koreans are amazing at defense. They get instant militia upgrades with military 1 and H2. They can also repair buildings while they're being sieged. Plus they can put down cheap towers. So going Civ 2 is not a bad idea. However, let's see if HNZ can face these raids, because right now in Age 1 there is nothing that Koreans provide you to get that leverage for defending. So far the only thing HNZ can do is wait, get the military 1, H1, and wait for those militia. I'm really liking this strategy so far. Oh, and Kaitaro was almost lost his scout there. A nice HNZ is getting a barracks. Even if you have a militia, it's always good to have barracks, because militia cannot fight range, and if you are only fighting through militia, then your opponent can exploit that. He can hit and run using horse archers. So Kaitaro knows about two of these ruins that he's not picking up. I hope he will pick them eventually. And there comes the despot. Alright, so far not a lot of heavy raids. If I had to suggest something to Kaitaro, I would ask him to send these nomads to the corner of the woodcutter camps, so that HNZ is compelled to garrison its villagers inside, and that means idle time. This is also an amazing raiding spot, and I'm liking this from HNZ. He is sending his archers. I hope if he raids this will be something new. Because while defending, if you can also manage to raid your opponent, then it throws your opponent off guard. He is usually not expecting to get raided while he's raiding you. That's really great scouting by by Kaitaro. Look at that. He almost knows about 80% of the map. And there are these two ruins that he still now has not picked up. I hope he will pick them up. And yeah, Kaitaro could move this nomad in the way. Oh great. That could have been plunder for Kaitaro. I'm not sure if he received or not, but if his despot was closer to the dying unit, then yeah. Now points that Kaitaro could raid is could be a really good raiding point. And yeah, ambush. Although it's not, it's there's not a lot of point of going into ambush when you are into your opponent's territory. And as again, this is a really nice spot for raiding, because these villagers, they are far apart from their um, far away from their home. There's a good probability that you can pick at least two of these. More raids coming. HNZ is getting frustrated, I am sure of that. Oh, Kaitaro forget to. Oh, he should have run away with this. But anyway, that's great. He's also using his obsidian and forgot about the caravan, but that's alright. So far, initially the game was completely in Kaitaro's favor, but I think HNZ is slowly coming back. HNZ is using his senator to shoo them away from his territory. And there are these three cavalries, so ideally yes, you can use three cavalries and you can micro them properly to kill the senator, but I also don't doubt what Kaitaro is doing. It's always better, if you're not confident that you're going to kill the senator, it's better to run away than to lose a unit to bribe. Things are going fine so far. Commerce 1 coming from Kaitaro. So if you are a new player and watching this, With Mongols, it's often better to get your commerce one as soon as possible, because you can see it's very easy to max out on food with Mongols. And that's great. Multiple raids from Kaitaro. This is really good. Um, I think Kaitaro is going to be registering in the tournament for standard, the King of Sahara tournament. So I see that he's got the skills for it. He's not going to be taken out that easily. On the side, HNZ is doing pretty good as well. He has got a 140 food and wood. A tower here would definitely help, because it's just so easy to raid on this spot. What's okay. Yeah, HNZ probably forgot about these guys. Another way that if your villagers are far away and you want to send them back to home, one way to make them last longer is to convert them to militia and then send them home, because when they're militia they do not die that easily. Now at this point, Kaitaro should move to heavy raids, not just cavalry raids, so he should get a barracks and use infantry as well. And Kaitaro should move this despot closer. Oh yes, that's one villager picked off. He could have picked two more villagers there. HNC has got an amazing wealth income here, and there's so many possibilities for Kaitaru to raid his trading routes. He could put one horse archer here. This is also a nice node where the caravans are bound to come. I'm also impressed by HNZ's defense skills. He has an archer here in case somebody attacks. He's got these heavy infantry. And this city, although this city in front could use some more guarding, because let's say Kaitaro is preparing siege and he is going to attack with a big army on this city. HNZ is not prepared for that right now. In fact, he could even get ambushed at this point. Amazing, more raids. This time Kaitaro will pick more than one villager, hopefully. No. And HNZ is so preoccupied with defending these raids that he has no time to raid Kaitaro. And that's a poor move. Kaitaro, run away with this nomad. Oh, that was a poor move. You want to save your units as much as possible. These cost these cost a lot of resources. If you save them, they can heal and they can come back to full life. Also, if you have such low health and the opponent has attrition, it's better to run away than to keep roaming around, because this knight will eventually die due to this attrition. Now I have what I really like about this battle is that Kaitaro has continuously denied the use of salt for HNZ. I don't even know if HNZ has used salt at all throughout this game. And since he has been getting raided, I think he has got the perfect nation to defend against raids, because cheap towers are just too good. Um, HNZ knows that this salt has got raided multiple times, so he can always put a tower here. He can also put a tower to relics, because relics is something that, yeah, it's completely worth protecting. Even silver, HNZ has got real nice rares. He could even have this silk if he only knew about it. Hey, full collapse. Seeing you after such a long time. What's up, man? Then there's sugar here. Sugar is also, I mean, these are great rares to have in your territory, and since they're in your territory, HNZ, you can tower these and just keep them for yourself. Also, horses, there's wool and bison. It's always a good idea to at least know whether your opponent is using it or not, even if you don't want to trade, just to know whether he's using. HNZ does have units, so he can send one heavy infantry here to check whether it's being used or not. Nice bribe by HNZ. So this also happens when you forget your unit somewhere, and you're paying attention somewhere else. Suddenly your unit gets bribed. Now at this point, Kaitaro is not utilizing his raids to the full extent, as I've said. These single unit raids do work a lot initially, but after that your opponent becomes prepared for it, and what works better is full army raids. And fortunately, HNZ does have a lot of choke points where he can get raided. This could be an amazing spot to raid. This could be an amazing spot to raid. There's just too much open map for HNZ to defend. So if Kaitaro goes with some infantry and some cavalry, he can make HNZ's life hell. And Kaitaro is going for a fourth science, so I believe that he is going to hit the Enlightenment Age. At least he's aiming for the Enlightenment Age. On this side, HNZ has his units in defensive, and this is another tip for everybody. If you have a default stance, let it be offensive and not defensive, because Kaitaro, he could easily be attacking Kaitaro's merchant, but obviously he's focusing somewhere else, and because of that, his units are not automatically attacking. This 3-second delay could be really bad in a pro game. And I guess, yeah, Kaitaro even aged while he was using, so he did not lose much by that silver. He already utilized the silver's power. Hey HNZ, nice to see you, man. This seems to be a very balanced game. I wonder, why don't you team up with Kaitaro? You both seem pretty good. Especially Kaitaro is playing good in this game. He has had a bad record previously, but man, this is nice. A fourth city from HNZ, and he has been able to maintain a decent economy as well. Oh, two castles from Kaitaro. Kaitaro in standard, it's very rare to see two castles. I wonder how you managed to get all that metal. Nice. So this is what I was talking about. Militia are not good at defending against hit and run techniques. I don't think a single archer is going to defeat these guys. Oh, but yeah, it can defeat a single step nomad. That's fine. It's yeah, it's up to you. I know tournaments can be stressful sometimes. That's a great position for the tower. I really like it. So with this tower, HNZ can completely block this passage, or at least he can give some resistance to raiding units. But Kaitaro will probably take the citizen down. I like the use of the spot from Kaitaro. He managed to mount a lot of pressure throughout the game, and he has done multiple raids. Kaitaro could, yeah, he's doing great, and look at them sharing the horses. Oh, that's not going to work out. Okay, finally, I think Kaitaro is in a mood to attack. Oh, yep, the tower is not going to be finished. Luckily for HNZ, he's still using the sugar, and this is another learning point. Um, Always keep keep scouting your opponent's rears. Keep going, keep sending units there. Make sure he never uses it, especially in this case where they're not even protected. HNZ does not have a sugar protected or silver or mildly protected salt, but relics is not protected either. And Kaitaro is fighting with a unit that is supposed to be stronger than against these horse archers. It's not a good battle. Never fight against archers with your horse archers, because yeah, you're not going to win. These horse archers can run away in time, and that's how they should be used. And that's great actually. With these light horses and heavy horses, Kaitaro can take down these archers. And these cavalry are strong against archers, so this is the perfect way to use them. Oh, a little longer, if they had survived a little longer, they could have taken out the caravan. And HNZ is also going to be reaching enlightenment age. Let's see who is going to reach there first. Kaitaro could possibly reach there first because HNZ went for the commerce. And you can see continuous raids on caravans can completely ruin your wealth income. It's 103 versus 180. Kaitaro is doing great so far. All he needs to add is some siege power, at least one more siege. If it will be good if he has total 3 sieges, more arquebusiers, and then go on to attack in enlightenment. It's funny that nobody knows what is in this corner. Nobody knows about silk. Finally, somebody decides to raid the horses. If I was HNZ, I would try to keep Kaitaro away from horses as much as possible, because Mongols already get cheap cavalry. With horses, they're almost unbeatable. Horses and monarchy. There's 4 spies from Kaitaro, and I don't see any scout in for HNZ. He does not have a lookout either. Now this is something questionable. If Kaitaro wants to finish HNZ early, he should not go military level, commerce level 4. He should go with military and enlightenment age. Also, this seems to be a bad city to attack because there's a tower and a castle right behind it. This might be a better city, even though it's far away, but it looks like it'll be more attainable. This city is going to take ages to reduce. HNZ clearly has a bigger army. However, the spies can turn it around anytime. Finally, we see a tower close to relics. This is great. HNZ should also be using this salt as much as possible. And by the way, this silver is going to make a lot of difference for aging to enlightenment, because it reduces 135 knowledge requirement. That's a big deal. 135 knowledge is enough to get half of the civic level 4. You can see the scores are almost the same. This battle is going to decide. And what else is going to decide the fate of this game is who reaches enlightenment age first and kills the other guy. They both have been reluctant to age. I do not know why. Um, HNZ finally ages, but he does not have the military, so it does not matter. Without the military, he's not going to be able to upgrade any of his units. Yeah, that's right. He has come a long way because I know that he was not this good ever, and look at him raiding so much right now. Okay, Kaitaro, what are you doing here? This is almost suicide. Whatever Kaitaro is doing here is suicide. No, 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 never against Koreans. This city is going to be repaired and all of his units may just die through city fire. That was a very desperate move and not the one, not a good one. Again, against Koreans. The Koreans and Mayans, these are two nations that you don't want to go with just two sieges. At least three against Koreans. And yeah, this bombard is going to die now just because of city fire. This is an obvious advice, but never keep your opponent your army within the city's reach because they're just slowly dying already. And it's a good idea to go monarchy with uh, Mongols. In fact, the perfect research would be monarchy, since Mongols are known for their cavalry. Oh man, this really hurts. Kaitaro has all the advantage in the world. He's got a nice army composition. He could add a scout, but even without that, he's got everything nice. He just needs to get more siege. No upgrade coming yet. This city could use a timber mill or lumber mill. Yeah, a lumber mill in this city because there is a woodcutter camp. In fact, these could be transferred here, and a lumber mill here would give him a lot more wood income, especially since he has the last upgrade. So this is the point where Kaitaro is not playing well. I think HNZ might be able to win now. HNZ has got 3 siege, a pretty good army, 2 generals, and president, and finally he has an explorer too. So this is a perfectly balanced army. I think if he attacks right now, he can take the game. And this is worst thing you can do when you're against an advanced army, not upgrading your units. Kaitaro should not. First thing is he should not even be taking this battle, even if HNZ comes to him. That's good. That's a lot of bribes, but Kaitaro could have made this work a lot if he had units upgraded. Man, way to throw away a winning game. Yeah, that was really bad. I don't know if Kaitaro would have won with upgrades, or even with upgrades he might have lost because HNZ has got an amazing army. The point where Kaitaro could have won was during the time when he was attacking this city. If he had more siege, he could have taken it down. Another thing was he delayed his age too long. He could have aged so much earlier than HNZ. And there, it looks like it's GG now. A nice eco for HNZ. Again, I mean, he's winning right now, so he can research anything. But in a game where the opponent is neck to neck with you, it's not a good idea to go commerce unless, of course, you have excess resources and you cannot age. In that case, it's fine. But if you want to age as soon as possible, just science and military would work better. I think Kaitaro had a great chance initially. If he had aged in time, upgraded his units, and then went for this city, he could have won. Nice game. We saw a lot of raids initially, and Kaitaro almost had the game completely under his control until he messed up here with the army. So yep, he lost a lot of units later in the game. And even though it looks like HNZ was leading, he's not leading by a lot. That's about the same wealth, a little more knowledge, about the same amount of metal. And not to forget that this is including the time when Kaitaro lost his eco and HNZ was booming a lot. So this adding up, I think by the time when Kaitaro was attacking, they both had about the similar ecos. So next time, if anybody is playing this, if you are Kaitaro's level, or if you are Kaitaro himself, a good thing to do is try to age as soon as possible. Have more siege in your army. Do not succumb to siege, city fire. Don't lose units to city fire. Apart from that, it was a great game. I think he did a great job at denying all the rare resources to HNZ and annoying the shit out of him. So I'll be ending this stream right now. If you guys have any comments about this, about the game, any advice for Kaitaro, well, you can always put that down in the comment section. See you guys. Bye bye.